My name is Jeffrey McCaleb, and I'm the CEO of nsyght. nsyght is a real-time social aggregator, and we launched just last month. So we're in a pretty dynamic space. There are over 300 million status updates posted to Facebook and Twitter every single day. Users in the US last year spent over 70 hours on social networking sites in 2009. Now, there are others in the social aggregation space, but they all have the same fundamental flaw. So question, by show of hands, how many of you would be interested in joining yet another social network with new friends to follow, new communities to join, basically starting over from scratch? Oh, come on, put your hands down. You're not supposed to do that. Well, for me, that's a bit of a silly question, because why would you want to turn your back on the investment you've made? I mean, if you think about it, what really makes a social network interesting? It's not the features, it's the people. It's the people you follow and the people you connect with. So why would I want to join a social aggregator that doesn't aggregate the most important thing, my friends? So with nsyght, you can take it with you. I mean, we want to aggregate users' friends so they can keep in touch with their existing communities. Because with nsyght, we don't want users just to aggregate their information. We want people to get involved with their communities as well. So, we can aggregate your friends in real time. Problem solved? Well, actually, no. Because if you think about it, excuse me, once we can aggregate all of your information in real time from all the services someone uses, users effectively have their own fire hose of real-time information. So we have to give users an ability to manage all that information. And that's what we do. With nsyght, users can basically sit back and monitor the real-time stream. They can also choose to filter it based off of things that they're interested in. So as you can see here, a user can choose to filter by video, photo, threaded discussions, or even a particular service. And a new feature that we're just launching today, especially for TwistUp, users can also see the most popular news and videos in real time. Now, nsyght can monetize in ways that others can't. If you think about it, Google AdWords can present advertising to a user based off of what they're searching for. We can actually take it to the next level and deliver advertising based off of what a user and their friends are interested in. Additionally, if a user is following a particular hot topic on the site that's not something that they generally follow, we can still show them relevant advertising even if it's outside of their interest profile. And lastly, when we went to go validate our business model with some Google AdWords advertisers, we started hearing about a lot of pain about how advertisers go through managing campaigns with Google. So what we can do is we can actually cluster similar topics together to make it easier for an advertiser to have a successful campaign. And that's it. Thanks very much for your time. Please don't forget to vote for us. We've traveled far, but we'd love to have your support. Remember, 37110.
We had friend feed that attracted a lot of attention. I think Brizzly's kind of trying to touch this space. From an IM perspective, you have people like Digsby that are trying to do this sort of stuff. None of these have really seemed to capture a large audience attention. Why do you think you're going to be different? How do your feature sets compare? And how are you going to attract customers without large spend on brand and other things that people like FriendFeed had and didn't succeed?
Thanks, that's a great question. I mean, it goes back to what I was saying in the beginning, that fundamentally, if you look at the space, there's Collecta, there's FriendFeed and Streamy, but fundamentally, they seem to be asking users to make a connection. Either you are going to stay with FriendFeed or Facebook, or you're going to come to us. Because when you join FriendFeed, for example, and I'm not giving a dig, but when you join them, your friends don't come with you. Unless they're already on FriendFeed, unless they come later, you effectively lose all the information, all the interesting things about your community. I mean, remember that stat, 70 hours, you've spent 70 hours on Facebook. My God, don't we have lives? But if you could have spent all that time.
There are others who have done exactly this, Streamy and Brizzly and
But Streamy doesn't aggregate your social graph, and that's the difference that we're trying to bring. We're basically saying that you have social graphs existing on Dig and Flickr and Last.fm and Facebook and Twitter, but we can actually aggregate your collective social graph together in one unique interface.
Okay, so say that the next Facebook, Facebook Next, whatever it is comes along, and we all have to go sign up because it's our world. I mean, I hate it when that happens because, yeah, I can't take all my friends' with me to that new thing, and I have to go find them all again. Is nsyght going to help me do that?
Absolutely. I mean, the beautiful thing is that we're not relying on Twitter, we're not relying on Facebook to prove our model. The way we look at it, we're not competing with any one social network. We want to sit above a social network and actually work with them, because we can give users the ability to search their social graph, share interesting information from one service to another. So if there's another friend feed that comes up or another new, MySpace whatsoever, we can just partner with them and bolt it on. And that is actually really cool, because that enables a user to have social network portability. Because then you remember that sort of gold rush that happened when people realized that MySpace was sort of fading and Facebook was starting to hit. Suddenly you had this decision of like, is it one or is it the other? Don't have the decision. Use both.
You hit on an interesting point where you said, Google advertisers were unhappy and they were looking for something. You alluded to looking for something like this, which is obviously a broad, interesting statement. What was like this, and what have you seen either in consumption patterns or ad dollars?
Well, excuse me. I mean, when I sat down with some of these advertisers, I've never been into AdWords advertising myself, so I really wanted to speak with real people. And the message I kept hearing over and over again is that it's a real challenge. You go to Google and you have to manually self-serve, select this keyword, this topic, this target, and it takes a while to actually build up a campaign. Whereas if you think about it, a lot of the search terms that an advertiser is going to be targeting, there's similar terms, there's misspellings, there's alternate terms, there's a lot of things that they want to target in the same campaign. What we can do is that we have the ability of clustering. And this is something that's going to be shown to the users as a great benefit, and it is. Because if you look at like Twitter trends, for example, they'll have Haiti, Haiti relief, Haiti earthquake. Effectively, it's all the same topic. So why treat them as separate issues?
Still haven't really heard your solution for customer acquisition, because I think it's a really tough game to get consumers adopting a new technology like this, and people who have already a lot of consumers like a TweetDeck that are slowly moving from being Twitter to adding Facebook to adding other social networks seem to have a march on you. How will you address the customer acquisition piece?
Well, fundamentally, if you look at just the Twitter audience, for example, we have features that Twitter users need, Twitter users are wanting, and Twitter users used to have that we can offer quite happily. Like threaded discussions is a great one. We have the ability of doing really powerful filtering of just your friends. You can sit back and just watch things that are coming through embedded in line. And I think we're not trying to replace Twitter. We're just trying to say to a Twitter user that you stay with Twitter, you still keep your existing community, but when you want to find a discussion, come to us. When you want to take part.
How are you going to acquire customers was the real question.
Well, I mean, that's part of what we're doing on our next round. We're going to be raising a round. I'm a very strong technologist and product guy. We've got exceptionally strong engineers in distributed search. What we lack is a very strong marketing person, and I'll be honest, that's something that we need to fill out in the management team. I mean, we have viral marketing. We're reaching out to blogs. We're talking with a lot of people, and we're getting a lot of people talking about us. But I won't lie to you, that is something that we do need to address.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks very much for your time, everybody. Remember, thank you.